Hi, friends. It's Heidi Wilde here. If you've been feeling the brain fog, the overwhelm, the stress, the can't get anything done, that just won't quit, this message is for you. I know what it's like to try all the tools, the mindset work, the meditation, the supplements, personal growth and development, and still feel like something is off. Well, this was me too until I found MindTrainer Pro. In this video, my dear friend Gloria MacDonald and the creator of MindTrainer Pro, Morry Zelcovitch, dive into the science, the stories, and all about what this transformation tool is all about. How it's helping people like you and me clear the fog, sleep better, feel more energized, and even shift those old patterns around money, mood, and mindset. So if you've been searching for something real, something that works with your energy instead of against it, this could be it. So sit back, relax, let's dive in.
Okay, welcome everyone. In a perfect world, we'd all be happy, healthy, and successful. But let's be real. Are you feeling crushed by an avalanche of debt? Or have you tried every trick and those stubborn pounds still won't budge? Or maybe you're wide awake at 2 a.m. and dead tired at noon or sleeping your days away. Is brain fog hijacking your focus? Or is anxiety calling the shots in your life? Has your spark dimmed because you're nowhere near peak performance? Stress, family, genetics, and life's little surprises take a toll on our brains, our bodies, and our psyche. And that's just the way it is. And life can be challenging. So, what if there were an easier way? And what if there were a way that we could really make it easier? Well, welcome to a whole new way to train your brain and transform your life. Welcome to MindTrainer Pro. In just a few minutes a day with science-backed brainwave entrainment, MindTrainer Pro helps you unlock peak mental performance, reduce stress, and boost productivity using proven neuroscience and proprietary audiovisual technology. MindTrainer Pro is backed by research. It's trusted by entrepreneurs, athletes, and high performers. It's easy to use. It produces powerful results. So I'd love to introduce you to the creator, Morry Zelcovitch, the brainwave entrainment engineer. So, Morry, can you talk to us a bit about the neuroscience of brainwave entrainment? How does this all work?
Sure. Thank you very much. Just so everyone knows, I don't call myself a brainwave engineer anymore. I call myself the brainwave entrainment expert. And
Cool.
that's because I want it to be very clear for people where my specialty lies. The thing is, your brain is the central processing unit. It's the hub of everything in your life. Without your brain reacting to various stimulation, things you see, things you perceive, things you smell, you taste, you feel, it doesn't produce neural chemistry or brainwave activity. And without any of that, you actually don't experience anything in your life. The other side of the coin, of course, is that when you experience life as being something difficult and stressful and strange and agitating and angry and sad, that's because your brainwave activity, pardon me, your brainwave activity is creating the production of neural chemistry, things like endorphins and hormones and neurotransmitters that actually allow you to feel those things. When you feel sad, when you feel afraid, when you feel anything, that's the result of your brain creating brainwave activity, which then in turn creates literally chemistry that allows you to experience that feeling. With the use of brainwave entrainment, we allow the brain and we train the brain literally how to produce neural chemistry that is beneficial to you. Neural chemistry that allows you to feel good, confident, secure, strong, efficient, and effective. Simply by using pulse sounds and flickering imagery, we can influence your brain waves in such a way as to produce these beneficial combinations of chemistry so that your life changes. I went through the first 40 years of my life wanting to be dead. I now want to live forever. I attribute that completely to altering my brainwave activity, which altered my chemistry, which altered my perception.
So, Morry, I know that you've worked with some different people and you actually have some scientific studies that have been done. Can you talk to us a bit about that?
Yeah, so a number of years ago, the Brazilian military got in touch with me and asked me if I could design a study for them. What they do is they used a class of their military police who are under a lot of strain. I don't know if you're aware or not, but in Brazil, the police and the public don't really have a very good relationship. The students have to work 8 to 10 hour shifts. They have to study 8 to 10 hours a day, and then they have to sleep as well. When they did the study with the Brazilian military, it was just after 2 weeks of using the recordings twice a day. They found things like better resilience, better sleep. They learned easily. They had better relations with the people that they had to deal with, both in their classroom situation in the military and in the public. It was actually pretty impressive. There was another study done by a Jamaican university, Walden University, and what they found was they did a study of pre and post math anxiety for exams. And they found that the students who actually used the Morry method brainwave entrainment did much better on their scores. They slept better. They didn't have to study as much. All kinds of measures just went on and on and on. And lastly, I want to mention about a research that was done by Dr. Dale Bredesen, who some of you may recognize that name. He wrote the book, The End of Alzheimer's. And he has a protocol called Recode that he has shown in many case studies can halt and even reverse Alzheimer's disease. He mentioned neural agility, which is one of my recordings, in his book 3 times as being helpful for things like stress, anxiety, and sleep issues, all of which help the immune system to act and react better.
Wow, that is impressive stuff there. So, brainwave entrainment is really a tool for life success, right? I mean, you talked about these different things. Can you just touch on them again just a bit?
Sure. So the whole thing about our life is it's all about perception. That's why you have some people who are struggling in this world and other people who just seem to have everything easy. It's not that someone has it easier or harder. It's the way they're looking at their lives, their circumstances, their experiences that is different. And brainwave entrainment allows you to feel different. That's the biggest thing. In my case, when I was depressed for 40 years, I thought that was it. This is my life. There's no way out. When I listened to my recording the first time and I felt even a subtle difference just from one 30-minute listening after 40 years of this, I realized there were other options. There were other possibilities. And it makes a massive difference. When people can experience the change, even if it's just for a few seconds at first, they realize that change is possible. And that's the real trick. So mental clarity and focus comes into play. Obviously, you're better at your job, less mistakes, you're more efficient. I worked at a job when I was developing this, and I ended up doing an 8 hour job in 4 hours because I was able to come up with protocols that were more efficient than what I was taught when I was trained for the job. It was absolutely crazy. Stress is a obvious thing. I don't even think I need to mention it, but I will. Stress causes mistakes, it causes anxiety, it causes relationship issues. So if we have stress on the job, as an example, or money stress, financial stress, that translates into stress at home. From what I understand, a lot of research is showing that most marriages break up due to stress related issues, and that stress related issue is usually financially based. So if we can use
Wow.
something like entrainment to eliminate a lot of that kind of stress at the most basic level, then people can be more effective and more efficient and have less financial stress, less relationship stress. Who knows? Maybe even less divorce. Uh,
That would
all
be
of these
pretty darn
add up.
incredible.
Yeah, and all of these things really add up to a general sense of wellness because
Yeah.
wellness is where it's at. We want to feel well. We want to feel good. Feeling good feels good for a reason. It's telling us we're doing and thinking the right thing. Feeling poorly is also valuable. It tells us we're doing and thinking the wrong things. And brainwave entrainment allows us to learn how to think and do the right things.
Yeah. So you've touched on the fact that you were depressed for 40 years. How did you actually find this? I mean, I've heard you say that you tried to kill yourself, commit suicide at least
Yep.
5 or 6 times, right? I mean, I know
Yes.
that there are so many people that can't even begin to imagine the state you must have been in.
Well, everybody deals with things in their own way. When I realized that after 6 attempts of killing myself that I couldn't do it, I had to find a way to live when I couldn't find a way to die. And in not succeeding, it kind of made me think I really didn't want to die anyway, because
Right.
there's a lot of people who succeed after one try. And it took me six to realize that maybe that wasn't for me. Turns out the depression, the feelings of disgust, of hatred, of agony, of all the negative things that I was feeling led me to studying about the brain. And I went to the paper internet, I call it a library, and I started studying things like neurobiology, quantum physics, psychology, sociology, perception, and various other disciplines that I thought had something to do with why I was feeling the way I was feeling, because I could feel it was all up here. So I just figured it has to be something to do with my brain. As I started learning about neurochemistry and quantum physics and all these things and putting them all together, I realized that my brain was the problem. And it wasn't just my brain, it was my brain putting together. So my thought processes, which were creating the unhealthy, if you will, brain activity, which then created the neurochemistry that allowed me to feel depressed and allowed me to feel horrible and despondent. When I started realizing all of that, I started looking for ways to alter the way I was thinking, to alter my brainwave activity. And ultimately, after 35, 40 years of looking, I came across this thing called brainwave entrainment, which I would love to tell you I invented. I did not, but I did reinvent it because the entrainment that exists or existed before mine, before the Morry method of brainwave entrainment, didn't do it for me. For whatever reason, it just didn't work. And now I believe that my depression was there to find brainwave entrainment so I could evolve it, change it, and make it better than it was. And
So,
that's what
Maury,
happened.
yeah. So, what is it that really makes the Morry method and MindTrainer Pro different from other things? There are all kinds of things out there, with my, brainwave entrainment or neurology things. What makes MindTrainer Pro really different?
Well, one of the things that makes MindTrainer Pro different is I actually have trained myself over decades of experience and decades of study in various disciplines. Most other products out there tend to be products made by software
Okay.
that are made like, if you want to grow your hair, listen to this. If you want to de-stress, listen to that. A single recording isn't going to do much in most cases. You need a system. Imagine yourself exercising and all you did was take a 10-pound weight on your left arm.
Yeah,
Well,
not so
after a
great.
while, that's right. But after a while, your left arm might actually get strong, but that extra strength and that extra bulk is going to cause problems with your shoulder and it's going to cause problems with your upper chest and maybe your back and your neck and all these things because you're not exercising your whole body. Well, for me, I treat the brain like a muscle. So we want to exercise it in its totality. So there's a series of recordings. There's a way to listen so that you equally exercise everything and you get the best possible differences. There's a lot of other reasons. Most of the other stuff that's out there uses something called binaural beats. We use an advanced form of binaural beats called monaural and isochronic tones, as well as other forms of stimulation that hyperactivate different regions of the brain and allow it to be more receptive to the tones, to the spoken word, to the stimulation that we expose it to make it that much more effective. Now, there's a lot
Oh,
more that we do. We include different subliminal style uh, vocalizations as well as stimulation techniques. Gets a little sciency, so I don't want to bore
right.
people with science, really.
But really, you've created an entire system for various different things. I love that.
Yeah.
So, Real success with brainwave entrainment. So for the person who's feels like they've tried everything and nothing has worked, or for the person who is watching this and saying, "Yeah, but I'm not struggling with anxiety. I'm not depressed or anything like that." Or for the person who might be struggling financially to make ends meet, getting their business really going, or maybe they're in a challenging, relationship, or they're feeling physically tired and worn out. Can Mind Trainer Pro help people with things other than depression and anxiety?
That is a brilliant question. Because my motivation was my depression, I tend to focus in and zero in on that when I discuss these things. But the beautiful thing about brainwave entrainment when it's properly engineered is that it it stimulates your brain, not my brain. If you're listening to it, it's stimulating your brain. Any of you out there, it's stimulating your brain. Your brain and your mind know what you need. So brainwave entrainment, even though we can laser focus it on specific topics like business or sales or psychology or whatever, happiness, even though we can do that, we're exercising and stimulating your brain, your mind. You know what you need. I see testimonials all the time from people using exactly the same system, and the testimonials don't sound anything alike because it's your brain that's being stimulated, it's your mind that's being evolved. You are actually going to improve in ways that you have no idea about. Just like with exercise, you might be in decent shape. Maybe you go for walks an hour every day and you're in good shape. But if you start exercising with intention, much like MindTrainer Pro does to the brain, that allows you to get even better and even stronger and even smarter. So look at it this way. I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm doing fine. What do I need help with? Well, you're a human being. I will assume you are a human being. As a human being, there is no ceiling. There is no ultimate pinnacle for you to achieve. It just keeps going and going and going. Why not be happier? Why not be richer? Why not be smarter? Why not be able to help others to do that kind of thing? That's my point. Your brain is super powerful. There is a misnomer out there that says we only use between 5 to 15% of our brain. That is not really the case. Everybody, unless there's physical damage, uses 100% of their brain. What I believe they're really speaking about is 15% of the potential of the intellect, of the intelligence. That's where MindTrainer Pro excels because it elevates that 15% to 20 and then to 25 and then to 30 and then to 40. You honestly don't have a clue what you are capable of. You think you know. Even if you're a millionaire, even if you're a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-digit earner, you can do better. You can be better. You can make more of a difference because you're not likely using 100% of your intelligence. And that's what MindTrainer Pro really does. It activates the dormant potential within every single person that uses it.
Great. Love it. So, for those of you who are interested, we have a variety of ways in which you can get started. We have different modules. We have a sales module, we have a business module, or system, I should say. We have a system for athletes, we have a system for self mastery, a system for wellness, a system for calm and clarity, and a system for pickleball. And it's not on this slide, but we have a system for golf. And we're coming out with more all the time. So we've got systems coming for confidence. That's actually already out, and public speaking are already out. But we've got a system coming out soon for helping women deal with hot flashes, sleepless nights, and all those various things. We've got one for helping you get rid of those extra pounds. We've got various sports, additional sports coming out. So tennis and baseball, as I said, we've already got golf, plus a specific system for abundance and serotonin surprise, cortisol cleaner, dopamine delight, and trauma support. And Morry, I know you've got tons more that you can give to us as well. So
Yeah.
the thing that I love about MindTrainer Pro and the feedback that I've heard from so many people is that you can use it anywhere, anytime. It's accessible on multiple devices and multiple situations. So you can listen to MindTrainer Pro recordings on your phone. You can watch them on your phone. You can use them on a tablet or a laptop or a desktop. And it really integrates seamlessly into your life. So there are recordings that are just 3 to 5 minutes, and there are recordings that are up to half an hour or more. And now the really cool thing is you can get paid to train your brain. So we have an affiliate program, and you can truly unlock a new stream of recurring revenue. So if you're looking for a powerful, unique product to promote that actually changes lives while bringing you recurring income, then you're absolutely in the right place. We've got a lucrative 2-tier affiliate program. The first level pays 33%, and the second level pays 11%. Plus, you get monthly residual income, and you get 50%, $20 payout on every affiliate you sign up. And we get paid weekly, so you've got to love that. So here's how you can get started today. You can choose your path. Right now, we have unlimited access for an annual fee of $897. Or you can choose and this unlimited access gives you access to all the systems that we currently have. Plus, as we're coming out with these new systems all the time and quickly, you'll get access to all of those without paying a dime more. Or if you want to just tip your toe in the water and see what this is all about, you can purchase a one-time solution for just $14.97 a month. So that might just be, for example, the pickleball solution, the pickleball system. That would be $14.97 a month. We also have bundles, 3-pack bundles, where you can save 27% a month, and those are $33 a month. Or you can get the all access. Instead of paying $897, you can get it for $97 a month. There is also a lifetime option. If you want to get everything for life, you can do that for $4,997, a one-time fee. You get unlimited access to every system that we come out with from now to eternity, and that's just that one-time fee. So here are the 4 bundles we've created right now. We've got a marketer's bundle. Now, this marketer's bundle includes 2 extra bonuses of confidence and public speaking. So in the marketer's bundle, you'll get the sales system, the business system, and the self-mastery system. And you're going to get that for $33 a month. That would normally be $74.85 a month. So you're getting a 56% savings on the marketer's bundle. We've got a 3-pack bundle that includes sales, business, and self-mastery. We've got a 3-pack bundle for that includes the athlete, wellness, and self-mastery. Or we've got a 3-pack bundle that's calm and clarity, wellness, and self-mastery. And those are all $33 a month, normally $44 a month if you were to purchase each one of those 3 systems separately. So you're saving 20% on any of those 3 bundles. Okay, so again, this marketer's bundle, you'll get 56% off today if you choose to purchase this. And this includes the self-mastery, the business, the sales solutions, plus it includes the bonus of self-confidence and public speaking. And you can do that for $33 a month, or you can purchase that for $297 annually. And that would be 57% off as opposed to 56% off. So if you would like to take advantage of the yearly access, we've got a special that locks in lifetime savings. It is $897. That's a savings of $227 off the price if you were to pay that $97 monthly. A savings of $267. Plus, with this, there's no affiliate fee. You automatically get the affiliate option added in. The affiliate fee is a $40 one-time fee, so you get a total savings of $307 if you choose the yearly full access. And don't forget, this is an incredible deal because every time we come out with a new system, you're going to get that included without paying a dime more. So we have bonuses for anyone who signs up today. You get access to the Mondays with Morry call. These are live Zoom support calls. You get access to our MindTrainer Pro Facebook group. Plus, you get weekly affiliate training calls. So if you're interested in actually earning while you're retraining your brain, then you can sign up for an affiliate. It's a one-time fee for life of $40, unless you take advantage of that full access price. And again, that will include weekly marketing training calls, and you need a subscription to get paid commissions on level 2. So every affiliate gets paid level 1, 33%. In order to have level 2 open up for the additional 11%, you need to have purchased one of the MindTrainer Pro systems. That could be just the 1497, system. If you wanted to take golf, for example, for 1497, that would open up the additional tier 2 for 11%. But you have to have a subscription for something in order to open up level 2 on the affiliate program. So make sure to get back to the person who invited you to this presentation to sign up with them today. Okay, are there any questions at all for Morry? Or for any of us? All right.
So I'll
Okay,
jump in
guys.
first. I'll jump in first if that's
Yes,
okay.
Steve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just so my mom has early signs of dementia, and she's actually she has problems with finding her words and stuff. And so we've been to the Alzheimer's Society and everything, and they say that she needs um to use her mind more just to keep it working. So they've suggested, puzzles and lots of games and different things. So I'm wondering what Morry would have as something that she could use or something that could help her. And the reason I ask is because yesterday she actually went on Facebook and tried to buy something similar to this, and I'm like, well, I'm going on a call today. I can learn all about it, and you don't necessarily need to go for one of the scams on Facebook. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. So what do you have? What suggestions do you have more for that?
Well, Steve, I don't know if you were on the call from the very beginning, but I mentioned that there's a Dr. Dale Bredesen who wrote a book called The End of Alzheimer's.
Okay.
It was #1 on the New York Times bestsellers list for 9 or 10 months a few years ago. He mentions some work of mine, which is one of the systems that Gloria is alluding to that will be available very shortly
Okay.
on the system. It's designed to revitalize the mind, the brain. It's basically exercise for the mind. Now, to be frank, any of the systems currently out will help stimulate the brain.
Okay.
And this is what we need. Some of the problem with, a lot of people do crosswords or Sudoku or things like this. The problem with crosswords and Sudoku and repetitive actions like that is that people just end up recognizing the same pattern they saw before, and it starts
Mhm.
losing effectiveness. Brainwave entrainment, we don't get used to it. It
Okay.
doesn't happen like that. One thing I'd like to suggest right now, though, is do a little search on the internet for smell and cognition.
Okay.
And you might come up with some stuff that could be helpful as well. Something to tide you over until we release our brain, our actual memory system.
Okay. And so any idea how soon that's coming, or that's
I'd like to make it available next month, actually, is what I'd like to do.
okay. All right. Appreciate that. No, I'll definitely be watching because, yeah, like I say, she's very high function. They have taken her license away, and she's upset about that. But she's very high function. But the whole thing is when she's trying to explain something, she can't find her words. So there's something there that's maybe the brain needs a little exercise. So appreciate that. Thank you.
I'll tell you what, we're supposed to release something every month. Gloria, Mike, how about we go for the memory system this month? Okay, so probably in a week or two it'll be released.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, awesome. I'll get with Jody. Jody's my go-to, so she invited me on the call, so definitely we'll keep in contact for sure.
Well, I was
Great.
having a difficult time figuring out what to release, so you helped us. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.
Steve, Byram, the other Steve.
Morry, would you talk to us a little bit about the visual recordings? I get the occasional migraine and I get visual disturbances with them, and flickering lights don't seem to help. And I'm a little reticent to try the visuals because I don't want to trigger that.
Sure. So in the instructions, we talk about dimming the light on your device. So the display, you can dim it. If you're sensitive and you feel that might be an issue, you should just dim it pretty much 80% and see how that goes. If you're comfortable with that, then the next time you watch it, you can bring up I almost said volume. You can bring up the brightness of your screen just a little bit until you get there. So one of my feelings about migraines is that migraines happen when the veins and arteries constrict a lot, and it's tough for everything to pump through. So it creates more pressure. This is my theory. I have no evidence. This is just my view. Brainwave entrainment, even the audio recordings, should be able to help you to relax, de-stress, and in theory, open up those valves just a bit, make the blood flow simpler. I know a bunch of people who I have testimonials from who claim that it's helped their migraines. If anyone here's had any experience with that, maybe it would be nice to share that with Steve now.
Yes,
Amy?
oh,
Oh,
sorry.
we have more than one.
Yes. I was just
Jody
going to
and
share
I both
quick.
talk about it all the time, so you go, Jody.
Okay. So I actually reached out to Morry one day because I was having a terrible migraine. And you had mentioned, Morry, to just go listen to the quantum processing on super low volume. And
Yep.
at the time, I still had the pain. And when I get migraines, I get them for like 5 days. Nothing helps. And so I kind of felt like it was almost just a massage for my brain. And it was only like 15 minutes. I couldn't tell if I was there for 10 minutes or 5 hours, but I kind of like came out of it, had to hop on a Zoom meet right away. 5 minutes into my Zoom meet, it just lifted, which that does not happen. It just lifted. And so I have been using it whenever I get a migraine. I'll go sit with the quantum processing really low, and it lifts. Like it feels like a massage on the brain, so it feels good at the time. It's not like instant relief, but then afterwards it lifts. Like it's crazy.
Cool.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Jody.
Amy,
Amy,
you wanted
did you have something to share, Amy?
Mine was just the same. Like, so I actually came in under Jody, and Jody told me to try it for my migraine one day. I was messaging her saying I had one, and same experience. Like, it's almost like it pulsates on your head, almost like a massage for your brain, and you go pretty deep into it if you let yourself go. And then, but it's not an instant relief. It's sort of like you come off of it, you're like, oh, it feels better, and then all of a sudden, like late, like a little, like not long, like 5-10 minutes later, all of a sudden it lifts and you're like, oh, it's gone. Like it's the most incredible relief, because honestly, I've taken so many different types of like painkillers and stuff in the past, and the dark room and covering my head with a pillow. And this was like so quick and so powerful, and it worked so immediately. And then I got my daughter to do it too one day, and she had a similar, like right after, she's like, it didn't work. And then I'm like, give it a minute. And then all of a sudden, like 10 minutes later, she's like, oh, it's gone. So it really is incredible. And the other one, this afternoon, I was really low energy and I was starting to get a headache, and I have been really busy with work. And instead of like, I would have used to have gone and had a nap or laid down. And instead I went and did the energy elevation and just did that for half an hour. And again, I woke up, my whole body was like buzzing and tingling. And I got up and was like, woo, like totally about 20 minutes before this call, I was like ready to go. So there's like so many different options in there for different things that you kind of experience throughout the day. And you just have to remember to go and do it instead of going back into your old patterns of suffering or, napping or taking pills. If you try these things, they really do work.
Cool. Thank you, Amy. Steve?
Gloria, one more thing. I've got tinnitus and have had it for years. And the second day, all I'd done was a couple of sessions with digital coffee. And I noticed it was gone. Now it comes and goes, and I mention it because right now it's off. And I'm so used to ignoring it that I just realized as we're talking about the migraine, it's off. It's totally silent right now. And there have been things, at least once, I have heard it do a little pop and turn off, which I've never experienced anything like that. Anybody, the constant ringing in your ears, I've learned pretty much to ignore it. But every once in a while, it really, really gets on my nerves, and there's people that really suffer from it. So primarily digital coffee and quantum processing. I've looked at some of the other things too, but those two seem to be, quantum processing is great for a power nap.
Great. Thanks, Steve. Mike?
Yeah, I just wanted to add to what Amy said about, the recordings and being able to change your state of energy. I know a lot of us here are marketers, business builders, entrepreneurs, and we are all used to that wild roller coaster ride, right? So we can be at the highest high and the lowest low within the same hour sometimes in our businesses, right? It's just the nature of the beast. And I'm involved in a lot of things. I got a lot of things on the go, and I've been on that roller coaster lately between life and business and everything. And when I find even like the littlest bit of I find like I'm going down that slope, if I tune into the abundance accelerator or the energy recordings, everything in the self-mastery recordings, I just cycle through them in intuitively on how I'm feeling that day. Every time, without a doubt, it changes the direction of my day within minutes. Often I'll find myself, I'll have my headphones on, I'll go from a laying down position and I'll be at my computer working, still listening. And just it's like a light switch for the brain for energy, focus, clarity, creativity. And that was what really drew me to this product as a marketer, as a business builder, to break through those limiting beliefs, those barriers, those roadblocks that often we experience. And truly, this is the unfair advantage for doing that, in my opinion.
Yeah, love it. Thanks, Mike. Really appreciate it. Okay. Anyone else? Yeah, money mindset. Although we don't have the full abundance system out yet, I have been loving listening to the abundance within the self-mastery. And yeah, that abundance track is super powerful. And I've had all kinds of things just popping for me recently that are like, wow, 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 wow. So there will be a full abundance system, not in the month of June, because we've got things promised already and other things promised for the month of June. But at some point, Morry has so much incredible stuff that he's got ready for us. We kind of have to slow things down a bit. So anyway, yes, bringing in miracles just by training our brains. I love it. And it doesn't take any time out of my day. I know all of us are super, super busy. So personally, I'm listening to these as I'm lying in bed at night. And I always wake up an hour or so before the alarm goes off, and I'm in that kind of quasi awake asleep state. And I listen. So I'm listening twice a day when I go to bed at night and in the morning before I get out of bed. It's not taking any time out of my day. I just love how easy this is. So thank you, Morry, for bringing this to the world. Honestly. Yes. All
Pleasure.
right. Yeah, you just pop on over your headset or bone induction headset, and you're good to go. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for this, Morry. Thank you. And for any of you who are not already members of MindTrainer Pro, you want to take advantage of this and take advantage of it now to start changing your life and seeing the results that so many of us are seeing, and start sharing it with the world. Become an affiliate for a $40 one-time fee and start sharing it with the world so you can help other people see these amazing results. Thank you so much, everyone. Really appreciate it. Take care. Bye bye.